Hello everyone, Derek Stam Toys, and we are back with another figure review. Today we've technically got two inside of here. One's not too important though. The other one, fairly important, and I can definitely say might be a pretty good deal. Of course, I don't have a tripod, so bear with me here. Gotta get the package open because I wasn't gonna open it not on camera. At least I try to open most of the packages on camera. I feel like it's a cooler experience. I don't know, maybe some of you don't like it. But of course, now we've got the package open. Let's just get it open enough so I can pull everything out. They really did not package it very well. Let's get the thingies pulled out of the box. Of course, gonna do that off camera. Get rid of the box. And of course, the thing that's not too important, we've got Basic Series 128 MVP. Thought it was a pretty interesting pickup to get, at least for me personally. I've been wanting to get the MVP in suit. Here's some of the other action figures in the wave. Kind of thought the Raul Mendoza would be cool to get at some point. Maybe the Edge. I don't know though. The Edge would mainly be for the head scan. Speaking of this figure though, we will take a closer look at that here in a moment. I don't know if you could kind of see it poking on here on the side. But we also have what Ultimate Edition wave is this? I can't remember, and I don't ever remember if they put it on the box anywhere. But we've got the Alexa Bliss Ultimate Edition. Fairly excited to have this in hand. I almost spent a little bit more money on it loose than I should have on Amazon. They actually had it going for a pretty decent deal. It's like 13-ish. I'm not exactly sure. The pair together on Amazon, it was roughly about 24 bucks, give or take. So the cost of a new Elite, I got an Ultimate Edition, and I got a suited body for TV. I don't know if the head scan's going to be casually interchangeable, but if it is, cool beans. And we'll figure that out, because I mean, I may buy an extra one just to throw like a Bobby Lashley head on it and maybe interchange the hands if I can do that. I don't know, but it'd be a cool idea for the pick fed. But with that being said, why don't we get these out of their plastic... wow, I can't fucking speak right now. Let's get these out of their plastic prisons so then we can get deeper into this review. Alrighty everyone, now that we've gotten both of the figures out of the plastic prison, first things first, I do want to get into the MVP basic. We've got his Elite kind of just for a little bit of a comparison as far as like the head scan goes. They are essentially like the same exact head scan. I don't see much of a difference between the two. If anything, maybe with like the beard and the hair, it looks a tad bit lighter, which honestly I might end up using the basic head scan over here on the Elite, because I don't know, I just feel like it works a little bit better. I was about to say if I could get it to focus right. I don't know, we can test that theory out as the head scan is interchangeable, so we can look into that here in a moment. I do love the like gray. I don't know if I'd say it's like a full-on gray, because it kind of gives like a brownish tone and color to me. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me. We've also got the purple tie with the purple undersuit. He's got the purple thing in his pocket. Same colored pants with black shoes. All around, I'd say pretty neat basic. If you can get it cheap, I'd say definitely grab this. If you're doing like stuff like pick feds, action figure photography, I feel like it'll make kind of like a nice little welcome addition. I know personally for me, I'm looking forward to using this for MVP's promos instead of having him constantly in wrestling gear. But maybe that's just me. With all that being said, though, let's get into that head swap real quick, and I'm going to put the chain over on the Elite just to kind of check it out and vice versa. Quick little look with the chain and the basic head scan on here. I think the basic head scan looks way better with the Elite. I don't know, like I said, maybe it's just me. I do also like the added chain that he can now come out with the Hurt Business if the other chains would get the fuck out of the way. Doesn't really matter though to me personally, as I could also just use those any other time and just use this when he's out with the Hurt Business. I don't know, personally I kind of like the idea of him kind of like Mr. T, get the hell up and just wearing all the chains that he can. But let's take a quick look back at the suited body with all the chains and the head scan on that body. Now that we've got the chains all on the suited body with the basic head scan, can definitely say worth the investment. Just taking a quick little gander again at the Elite head scan. Like I said, they're almost essentially the same head scan, but I feel like the basic was just done a bit more clean. Maybe, he got like a fresh cut and his beard trimmed that day. I don't know. Of course, just kind of like the hold the body in place. We'll keep the Elite head scan on the Elite, but I will definitely be using the basic head scan and stuff like that from the suited body. Now that I've taken enough time out for that, why don't we get into the Alexa Bliss? The RVD's gonna be in shot because, I reviewed him the other day. I'm really happy to have that in the collection, by the way, but we will probably be doing a fix-up to swap out the knee pads just for pick fed purposes, as I would like to use that in the Fed at some point. But yeah, getting into the Alexa Bliss, she's got a pretty decent amount of accessories. A bit more of the older style as far as Ultimate Editions go. But getting into her accessories nonetheless, she comes with 2 different sets of hands. She's got like more of a mic holding set of hands, weapon holding set of hands. And then she comes with her play and pain hands. I don't know if you can really see that. It's kind of hard to read on camera, even when I do zoom in on it. But she's got, I want to say that on both sets of gloves as well, so you're not missing out on any detail as far as that goes. Getting into the detail of the gloves though, I do love the white fingerless gloves here. Really nice, addition for Alexa Bliss. Taking a look at the other set of hands, I do love the way the strap and the silver dots on them just pop. Really nice. Of course, both sets of hands do also include white fingernail polish on the hands. She does come with 2 different sets of heads. We'll kind of get into that right now, as she has the more normal Alexa Bliss head scan that's on the body currently. Then you have her I don't know what you would call it, her possessed Alexa Bliss look, where she's got the darker eyeshadows, she got the contacts in the eyes, her hair's done up. It's definitely a nice alternative. Kind of been thinking about grabbing the Elite as well, just to kind of have an extra Alexa Bliss attire. And I want to say the head scan is a bit different. It's kind of like this head scan look, but with this facial expression. I don't know, maybe I'm kind of getting that wrong. But it also does include Lily as well. Not that I really give that much of a shit about the doll, but maybe if I do decide to bring her into the Fed, the Lily doll could be used in story or whatever. I don't know. I don't think I'd be personally doing that, but maybe you would. She also comes with 3 different shirt ish accessories. Of course, two normal shirts, and then she's got like this little dress, like apron thing. I don't know exactly what I would call this. It looks like an apron to me, so that's what I'm gonna call it. Got the Alexa Bliss logo sitting there in the middle, all the pink and the white and stuff like that on this. More of a leather or a pleather-ish feel to it. Definitely like having that accessory. We'll figure out how to put that on here in a little bit. And then, of course, going back to the two shirts real quick, she does have the black shirt and the pink shirt option. So, you can do multiple different styles for promo gears, I guess you could say, which is a nice touch. And I do like seeing that kind of play into the Ultimate Edition itself. Something I guess you could say I wish we would have gotten with the Kevin Owens Ultimate Edition that came out recently, but we won't go there. In fact, why don't we get some of the accessories up on this Alexa Bliss real quick and look at what the Alexa Bliss looks like with the shirt and the apron thing. Alrighty, as you can see, we've got the accessories on her. Well, of course, we don't have the black shirt on her. Realistically, it's just imagine the black shirt where the pink shirt is. Boom, you know what it looks like. I don't think I really need to show that on camera now, do I? I hope not, because if so, I'll make it into a short, but I'm not gonna go through that effort here, because getting this apron on was a pain in the ass. Now, maybe that's just because I don't know if I can remove the arms out of this or not, like most of the Ultimate Editions. I tried, was not very successful in it, and though it is fairly cheap, I wasn't going to just casually attempt to break the figure to see if it would work or not, and if it didn't work, then I would have to buy another one, and I don't like that, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Anywho, when it comes down to it at the end of the day, very nice accessories. I do like it, though the apron is a bit of a pain in the ass to get on, even with the Velcro like piece around the waist. I don't know. At least it's standing a lot better than it was at first. But why don't we get the accessories back off now, so then we can get into the attire itself, because I don't have two of these, so I can't just casually have the one displayed like this or whatever. Kinda gotta de-accessory it up now. Alrighty, now that we've got the accessories off of the Alexa Bliss, we can get into her ring gear, which is a fairly basic ring gear. There's not a whole lot to say about it, I guess you could go about. But of course, first things first, I would like to say how cool the shoes are, and we will get into that here in a second. But I don't know if you noticed, that's like a little jigsaw logo there. Like, that's actually cool to see on the attire itself. Anywho, though, I guess we can get into the attire itself. It's kind of just a fairly simple, plain black and silver-esque gear. I'd say it's definitely silver. If I had my other light on, I could definitely tell you it is silver, but I don't know why my brain just wants to play tricks on me. Of course, I'd say kind of like the standard Alexa Bliss attire here, maybe a little bit of added sculpt details, like the little bumps here at the bottom of her attire. I don't know, as this is technically my first Alexa Bliss, so bear with me on that. Of course, I do know that the straps and stuff like that are kind of like a normal thing for her. The bump texture, though, does carry out throughout all the straps, though, which is kind of weird. I don't know. Like I said, first Alexa Bliss, so I'm not necessarily too used to it. Of course, the bottom half, kind of like the same thing with the top half, just black and silver. Got like the the straps in here, but unlike the top half, not even sculpted down here as we're up here. It's at least like a little sculpted, I think. So that's whatever, I guess. Of course, at least they did give her the fishnet look instead of just doing like a separate skin tone on the figure for the legs, because I do notice when they do that and it's very awkward. Let's just be honest with ourselves. This is also a possibility as to why my brain was playing tricks on me here. We've got black and white knee pads. The stripes on the knee pads are white here. So maybe that's why my brain wanted to say white on the silver parts for the top half. Black socks going underneath the knee pads that lead into the shoes, which have play and pain on the sides of them, the blue backing on the back of the shoes. I don't exactly know what the hell that is over here. Feel free to tell me in the comment section below. But yeah, we've got all the nice little designing here. We've also got the Jigsaw logo, as I mentioned a moment ago. This Alexa Bliss is a fairly interesting figure to have, let alone a fairly interesting Ultimate Edition. Honestly, if we're going to be completely honest, without the butterfly joints, the women's Ultimate Editions just kind of feel like the standard women's elites with toe articulation. I feel like that's probably why I've avoided trying to get some of the older women's like Ultimate Editions, because it doesn't really feel new, as where like if you take the Rob Van Dam Ultimate Edition and take a normal male elite, for instance, the torso style's different, so it actually feels a tad bit different, as where like you take like one of the basic women that I have sitting here in the crowd, you can tell the torso is fairly similar, and that's a basic from back in the day. Of course, if I were to pull out one of the more modern figures, which, I mean, I could do that fairly easy, and I am going to do now, because I'm very interested in this topic of discussion here. First one to come out is Candice LeRae. This is one of the more modern day elites. Still more of an older style, as she has the single jointed arms, but same torso style. You know what I mean? It doesn't really feel all that much different. It just feels like we've got an updated toe articulation, and that's it. So without the butterfly joints, it's kind of a iffy scenario. I'd say if you can get it for as cheap as I did, definitely worth it. But that's just kind of my opinion on this figure so far. Of course, why don't we get her all bucked up with some accessories, get a final pose going, and we can just kind of say our final thoughts on this, yeah? Alrighty, now that we've got her all posed up with some accessories and stuff of that nature, I did interchange the hands and stuff of that nature as well, so you can see the open hands. I did also use the black shirt for this shot, so you can actually get what you wanted. I don't know why I did it like this, because I personally think the pink shirt looks way better. But maybe you like the all black look on that. To toot your own horn, I guess you could say. I do like the fact that at least the accessories feel like they will be pliable enough that if I do end up getting that Elite Alexa Bliss in the blue, that I could actually use some of these accessories for that as well. So at least that is a nice touch, you can say, on that, because everything is Velcro. There isn't anything that you would have to remove the arms for to plug in, because technically the arms don't come out of this anyways. I don't think they do. But yeah, I don't know. What's your opinion on the like accessories and stuff like that? Feel free to leave that kind of stuff in the comment section below. Of course, my final thoughts on this, my star rating, my Meltzer rating, whatever, my 1 out of 10. I'm going to have to give this Ultimate Edition, I'm going to say a good solid 7.5 out of 10. It's a nice Ultimate Edition to have. It just doesn't necessarily feel like an Ultimate Edition besides the toe articulation, which is still a nice touch. Of course, I guess if we're taking this by classic women's, like, elite standards, then having the double jointed arms is also a nice touch. But at least as far as it goes now, like having the Asuka in hand, having the butterfly joints and stuff of that nature on that figure, this one feels very weird in hand. It just feels like a standard elite. To be able to call it an Ultimate Edition is weird. Of course, we didn't always get butterfly joints in the Ultimate Edition, so that's why the Rob Van Dam, for instance, has butterfly joints. But one like Alexa Bliss or both of the Fiend Ultimate Editions will not have butterfly joints because from like series 22 or something, any series behind like this one, I think, is all non-butterfly jointed. Maybe some of the men's ones had like the butterfly joints in them, but I don't know. I can't exactly recall. I haven't been the biggest Ultimate Edition collector just yet. Though I have been racking up a pretty decent, nice number of them now. I've got the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the Rob Van Dam, AJ Styles, Roman Reigns. I've got quite a bit of the Ultimate Editions lined up along with the Asuka and now the Alexa Bliss. I definitely want to get the Seth Rollins one at some point, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. Of course, I said a good 7.5 on this, so what would I give it as far as a star rating goes? I feel like a good 3.5 will suffice for that, just to get the Meltzer star rating out of the way. And with that being said, this one's already going a tad bit longer than the Rob Van Dam review. Thanks, MVP. So, on that note, if you liked the video, feel free to like the video. If you didn't, womp womp, I guess. But if you did like the video, feel free to check out some of my other content, such as action figure reviews. We've also got unboxings every now and again, which potentially this could have been a small little unboxing video if I saved the RVD review, but I just kind of out myself. With that being said, though, I do also do pig-fed content, as I kind of mentioned earlier on. Currently working on episode 9. I actually had to rebuild the announce table and stuff for the last half of the episode. Because, you know, maybe you want to build up the idea that multiple announce table spots could, like, happen. But I don't want it to feel like that's going to always be the case. I don't know, little small tidbit there, I guess. Maybe you can let me know how you feel as far as that goes. But yeah, I do have a pick fed. We're getting ready for the 9th episode as far as the weekly episode. We did just get done with a pay-per-view. Absolute Carnage. Definitely recommend going checking it out if you haven't already. The main event was definitely a long process, but I feel like every minute in that 20-minute match is worth it. Maybe you won it, I don't know, but feel free to go check it out and give me your thoughts on it. Anywho, other than that, other things I could mention real quick, if you guys wouldn't mind, feel free to go follow me on Instagram under the same name as the channel. I only mention that just because I tend to post a lot of my pick-fed stuff before the videos go up on YouTube on there. So like certain matches and stuff of that nature, I will post up on there. Like I just recently was posting some of the match shots from the Young Bucks versus War Machine from the tag series I've been doing, which will conclude at the next pay-per-view. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing some stuff there. But the final thing, and this would actually be a big help as far as recording goes, I want to say we are currently sitting at 208 subscribers, 209, one of the two. So we are almost 40 subscribers away from our next goal, so feel free to share this with your cat, your dog, your best friend, whoever you think would like wrestling action figure reviews and stuff of that nature that I have up on the channel. I don't know, I mean, that's more up to you. Would be nice though if you would subscribe and maybe help me out by the showing the content off to some of your friends or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care if you do so. Slow builds are slow builds. I am down for either one. But yeah, anywho, I'm just kind of rambling on this right now. So, next goal, 250 subscribers. We got to 200 subscribers within the last couple of weeks, so I do thank you all for that one. And on that note, we are going to get out of here, so have a good rest of your night, day, evening, morning, whatever it is. I don't know because I'm not in your time zone. I just know as of recording this for me, it is 5 o'clock in the morning and I have to work at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is not going to be a fun day for me, but I couldn't sleep, so I figured let's knock this review out of the way. That way I can wake up to see if a couple of views happened or whatever the nature may be. I don't know. But yeah, on that note, before I continue rambling, deuces, ooses, we're out of here. Bitches.